Oh man, so Bitcoin is down 1% today, but Coti is up almost 8%, which we're going to come on to shortly. We've also got ADA down slightly here, 0.57%, and Algorand down 2.45%. Let's take a look at the charts of these three projects and see what do we see in the charts. Do we see some opportunities, and are we desperately cheap here on some of these impressive projects? But first, let's take a quick look here at Bitcoin, because we can see Bitcoin is a bit flat today. Let's call it down 1%. A little bit of a red candle here. Another 8-9 hours or so here to see where we end up here. Are we going to end up in a bear flag continuation pattern, which means we get thrown back to the downside towards 32, or can we break out from this downward trend and start reversing to the upside very slowly? We're at an important level here, getting rejected at 38,405, our support line here on Bitcoin, and we need to monitor this level, as this is a critical level. If we can break through this level, we can really start building bases and getting to 40,000, which is a key psychological level. And if we can get above those levels, you will see a lot of the money start to come back in, as people will start to think, yep, we've created a bottom, we're nowhere near 32, we've got some breathing room, let's start piling back in. But right now, if we get rejected, we could see ourselves fall back to 35,860, which wouldn't be ideal here. It'd be good if we can collect some support from our EMA ribbon and really break through. We've almost got an ascending triangle forming here. And definitely something we want to see us break to the upside, hopefully, here on Bitcoin, given some volume. Remember, we're sat here on weekend volume, so we need to wait for the markets to open to see what direction do we head into. You can see the futures on the stock market are looking green, but that hasn't always indicated. Here we got Dow up 1.57%, S&P 2.3%, and the Nasdaq 3.17%, but that hasn't always in the recent last few weeks represented where we're going to head to in the market. It's been a very volatile market. We've seen futures open up green, and then the market's red opening, and then it closes green. It's been a crazy time, so you've got to be very careful. You only need to be in your high conviction plays right now, and if you're making short-term decisions, you're very likely to get burnt in such a volatile market unless you're extremely experienced. Okay, guys, so let's start off with Coti, because Coti, in a day full of red, as you can see all the way down here, we can see Coti is sitting, interestingly, at 8% up. Now, a lot of this is to do with the Coti Treasury launching very shortly, which is super exciting. Remember, if you haven't understood the dynamics, when I said a while ago, guys, that Coti, let's zoom out here. Let's go on to the daily chart. When I said for a while here that Coti is super undervalued, we were sat here at 66 cents. Okay, we had the conference, and we with the Cardano conference, and Coti got launched as the official issuer of the JED token, the stable coin, the algorithmically backed stable coin on the Cardano network. And I sat here going, hang on a second, there's no way we're not getting to this price target of 96, which I saw from our Fibonacci levels, and even the cup and handle pattern to take us to 81 cents, right? Because fundamentally, none of that was priced in. And we continued to go on a tear all the way to the downside. I maintained that this was a buy. And I continue to maintain that here on Coti, not financial advice. But that none of that was priced in. Coti got to $66 whilst Bitcoin was roaring. Yes, I get it. But fundamentally, without having been a key partner of Cardano. Cardano has since gone strength to strength. They launched their Alonzo smart contract platform. They've now started launching their own DEXs. And now we have the first glimmers of DeFi, of money locked in the Cardano ecosystem. Okay, now that's interesting for Cardano. But still, on Cardano, if we come onto the Cardano chart here on the daily, we continue to bleed. We're still in a downward trend. And I understand that a lot of this is to do from Bitcoin being to the downside. But we cannot help but think that once Bitcoin starts to U-turn and start working its way back through 40,000, heading towards 45,000 and 50,000, that some of these projects don't start to move, because fundamentally, they can't be priced. They're priced here at prices going back to 23rd of July 21 here on Cardano. That is phenomenal. There's no way this project is the same as what it was dated back then. Okay, guys? So definitely something for us to keep an eye on is how undervalued these projects are right now, given the fact that they're so fundamentally different to what they are. And if you look at Coti now launching their treasury, remember, any transaction happening on the Cardano network, the gas fees can be paid in any coin. And the official algorithmic stable coin is the JED token issued by Coti. And when that happens, every time JED is minted or burned, there's a mechanism by which there's the the fee is converted into ADA, converted into Coti, and then put into treasury. So a portion of that is put into the treasury and then shared amongst those people staking Coti. So definitely I can see a lot more people buying Coti, staking their Coti as the treasury opens, because more people are using the Cardano network, more total value will be locked, more JED tokens will be burnt, more Coti will be locked up in the treasury and given out as staking reward. Very simple. It's going to put pressure on the supply side for these coins and therefore upward pressure on price. Okay, so definitely something for us to monitor here on these projects. So that's what we're seeing on Coti. Now, what are we seeing on our other project which we've monitored on this channel, which is Algorand? What are we seeing here on Algorand? Well, for Algorand, what we're seeing is, again, pricing which dates all the way back to the 20th of August 2021. This is phenomenal. And just here over the last week, Algorand has bled. It's managed to pick up some support here from 94 cents. But this project is truly getting hammered. And when you look at the fundamentals of this project, there's no real rationale why this would be so far down here on Algorand, given how solid the founding team is, given how solid the project is. It's just bleeding, given the wider market pain. And for me, definitely here, given the kind of things they're trying to resolve with their block finality, their speed, the way they've solved the blockchain trilemma, along with their ESG attempts and their attempts at helping with CBDCs, Algorand is still a solid project, and a lot of people are sleeping on Algorand. If you haven't watched my video, Algorand, a sleeping giant, I'll link that up here for you guys to go watch my ramblings on why I think Algorand is still such a top project. And again, until something fundamentally changes on Algorand, something with the team or some conspiracies or some hacks or anything fundamentally with the technology, at that point I still have to look at it and go, hang on, these are crazy prices. We're going back all the way here to the 74 cents prices almost, which we were seeing in July, and again we saw it in June, and we wicked down in May as well when Bitcoin was sitting all the way at 29. Okay, so definitely interesting here on Algorand, and definitely these are the kind of projects that I'm looking at and going, hang on a second, if Bitcoin is going to start to reverse now, I need to make sure I'm positioned for this next run in the plays which I truly believe in, have high conviction in, and I want to make sure I'm not underweight nor overweight on any of my favorite positions. If we head over into the Fear and Greed Index, we can see here on the Fear and Greed Index, we're sitting at 29 now, which is very interesting. Okay, so we're at 24 yesterday, 29 now. Are we getting the clues now that maybe the market's starting to digest all this information? Maybe a bunch of this was a nothing burger, and then we're now at crazy, stupidly cheap prices, and now the market's saying, okay, we got all this cash on the sidelines, we were worried about all these different things, but the reality is we knew interest rates were going to go up. Is there any real reason to be concerned? Has anything fundamentally changed? Shall we start to put our money back in the market? So that's what we're seeing, guys. As always, if you appreciate these quick updates here on some of your favorite coins, then don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe. If you haven't got yourself set up on a VPN, guys, consider checking out NordVPN. NordVPN, link in the description. They have kindly offered all our subscribers here a 2-year deal plus 1 month for free, 70% off entirely. Okay, guys, so that's crazy for one of the world's best VPN networks out there. Definitely do check out NordVPN. If you're trading crypto, you're staking, you're yield farming, you're playing around with your wallets, you should be doing so with a VPN at all times. I personally use NordVPN, and you should check them out too. Link in the description. Code OLDMAN. Coupon code is OLDMAN. So definitely check those out. Links in the description. As always, guys, thank you for supporting these videos. Thank you for watching. If you like these types of videos, make sure I know about it by smashing up the like button and subscribing. And I will see you in the next one.